Yik Yak came on the scene in 2013 and really exploded in 2014, but it encountered immediately some other already established social media sites. In this scene, we see the kind of vitriol that caused Yik Yak to create geofences around 85% of all of America's high schools and middle schools. In April 2015, the University of Kentucky lost its first basketball game all season during the postseason semifinals, also known as the Final Four, to Wisconsin. Kentucky player Andrew Harrison elected to mutter F-bomb, the actual word, that N-word, actual word, directed towards Frank Kaminsky, Wisconsin's best player, at a lot of volume for everyone to hear. This screenshot showcases a Kentucky student's riff off of that slur with accompanying comments in support. Yaks like this one maintain racism and suppress minority voices on campus. I used Yik Yak last winter to spread awareness of a church-based, short-term homeless shelter for the bitter weather. While anonymity freed me to reply to the initial comments with more honest snark than I would have on Facebook, it also freed the other person to attempt to silence me through the threat of violence. Like in the previous example, Yik Yak can suppress individuals' voices. Yik Yak is complicated, however, because its combined anonymity and small physical range can create a safe space for vulnerability not possible elsewhere. Additionally, because of its specific limits to a small geographical range, like a campus, it is an excellent campus news source. Campus news carried by way of Yik Yak can be as heavy as updates on a bomb scare, or as light as the announcement of a snow day, and also for all things in between, such as when Sakai is down. In response to the bad press around bullying, Yik Yak cracked down on the complete, laissez-faire form of anonymity by requiring students to use a username. Unfortunately for Yik Yak, they had removed the element that had attracted students the most to the app in the first place. App user rates steadily plummeted. Yik Yak realized their mistake and made usernames optional, but by that time, most students had already moved on to Snapchat. There were fewer than 100,000 downloads of the Yik Yak app across both iOS and Android last month. The same time last year, it was almost 300,000 downloads. That is a loss of about 76%. So what are we to learn from our friend the Yak? 1. How fickle students are. 2. Building off of that in regards to revenue. The particular difficulty of catering towards students with an app centered on anonymity. Students are cheap, so Yik Yak could not feasibly charge for the app itself. Therefore, revenue needed to come from user numbers, and as stated, students are fickle. It is additionally hard to hold on to them as they continuously graduate and disperse. Yik Yak benefited from venture capital, but with no way to target a company's advertising, it remained unprofitable for investors. Furthermore, any entity posing as a student to push their product would be found out almost immediately and derided. 3. Yik Yak's demise in such a short span of time underlines not only how difficult sustainability is for app startup companies this late in the game, but also the difficulty in moderating anonymity. Yik Yak was a distilled form of the comment sections on other sites, and those sites are increasingly fencing and policing their comment spaces. 4. So perhaps the source of Yik Yak's failure actually lies with us. We will see when the next anonymity-based app rises into glory.